Run to cover and get your head down, and hopefully you can tune your radio to Barron's New Vegas gun guides, especially if you're under fire from today's gun, the sniper rifle. A returning favorite from Fallout 3, the sniper rifle is the long-range killing implement of choice for most of the wasteland. From the time of the Master in California to the flying of Brotherhood airships over the East Coast, the sniper rifle has been in the hands of super mutants, robo-brains, paladins, and of course those legendary figures that changed the course of their generation in the wasteland. The premier model in the early decades of the wasteland was the DKS-501 sniper rifle, which seemed to share a lot of the design philosophy of the AR, supporting various rechamberings and came with a modular selection of parts as seen through many games, but it originally was a .308 rifle. On the West Coast, before the NCR covered most of the territory, the DKS-501 was commonly rechambered in 5.56mm, probably due to the abundance of such ammo, and came with a barrel jacket and a scope. In the Midwest, however, the weapon was obviously used for more military purposes, or at least converted in that way, in comparison to the 223 models. It features a much bigger scope, a pistol grip, a larger magazine, and a triangular-style guard that featured a laser sight on it. This Midwest variant is closer to the original chambering, but was still weaker at 7.62mm, but it does explain the bigger physically magazine. In the late 23rd century of the wasteland, it seems that the original DKS-501 had made it to the Mojave and seemed to have been in greater numbers in the DC ruins, possibly due to the National Guard. While not confirmed, the sniper rifle in 3 and New Vegas is very close to the architecture of the ones in 1 and 2, but obviously looks newer either from the work of the gunrunners or the NCR as a whole. This DKS-501 is finely chambered in the .308 and packs a terrific punch. But now it's a good time to discuss the ammo itself, which is the .308 Winchester round. Unlike some other rounds, the .308 was more of an evolution of a pre-existing round over a very long period. Today it is used in almost every form of shooting with very good reason. It is derived from the .30-06 Springfield round, which itself was used in nearly every type of weapon in the time that it was most popular. The second of the predecessors is a very little used at the time and even still today used very little, the .300 Savage, which had been made in 1920 by Savage Arms for their lever-action rifle. The resulting round was designed by the Frankfurt Arsenal Company and featured the ballistic performance of the .30-06 round, but in a much stouter cartridge. In 1952, Winchester took the round to the civilian market, where it enjoyed massive success. And after several decades of continued research, specifically into propellants, the .308 was given the ability to rival the punch of the Springfield. Nowadays, there is a split between the .308 and the military 7.62 NATO, no longer the .30-06. They are similar enough that they can fire through weapons chambered for the other, but the .308 packs more pressure and power, so it is in the end more damaging to the target and the gun. This fact might have actually been the reason for all the various rechambers of the DKS-501, as the .308 one seen in-game is pretty fragile. But even though it pays the price, the sniper puts up some good damage. It doesn't pack as much punch as this machine or the hunting rifle, at 45 damage per shot, but it fires as fast as the battle rifle, at 1.93 shots per second, which is still twice as fast as the hunting rifle. The DPS for the first 5 shots is 86.8, but after it empties its magazine, it has a 3-second reload, giving it a 40.2 sustained DPS. It's close to the hunting rifle in a long firefight, but a base sniper rifle can start a fight much further away than a base hunting rifle. With a spread of 0.02, it's slightly less accurate than it, but it comes pre-equipped with a 3.5 times magnification scope, meaning no investment is needed to get started on those long shots. It's also much cheaper than the hunting rifle to shoot in VATS. At only 27 AP, which gives it an efficiency of 1.7, it's mid-range but good for a slow-firing rifle. In critical performance, it's very good, with a 2 times chance crit multiplier for double damage. Overall, it is a long-range weapon, and it is intended to be a long-range weapon. It suffers in close range, having no alternative to its zoomed-in sight. It is a great weapon for starting off with headshots, but if you find yourself in a vault, it's probably best to do yourself a favor and put it away. Now, owning a sniper rifle is very expensive business. They are, in and of themselves, expensive tools of war, and they can get even more expensive as it has 2 additional mods. Starting at 4,100 caps, the sniper rifle is one of the more expensive weapons in the game for its durability. It's competing with the in-game repeaters for the price as well. Its 2 mods, the suppressor and carbon fiber parts, are also not cheap. The sniper rifle suppressor, which suppresses the weapon, allows for effective assassinations when combined with something like a stealth boy. It is one of the selling points of the sniper rifle, and it is the most expensive mod, costing 1,800 caps. The second mod is a not very essential one. At 1,500 caps, it replaces most metal parts with carbon fiber, reducing the weight of the weapon from 8 to 3, making it lighter than half the pistols in the game. If you have the caps for this, there is no reason not to have a sniper rifle with you, but if you can spare the weight, you can spare this mod. Now, a fully modded sniper rifle is a very light assassin's weapon. It's great, but it costs 7,400 caps, just 200 caps more than a fully repaired heavy incinerator, and that's more than some of the categories of heavy weapons. Now, you also aren't really getting a lot of shots for it. At only 395 shots of standard ammo, or 262 shots of JSP, the sniper rifle isn't for the shaky type. It benefits greatly from repair kits and jury rigging, and for using the more expensive ammo, since extra damage gets multiplied during crits. The ammo is expensive, but you don't need much. The standard round costs 4 caps per round. The hollow point, which deals 75% more damage, increases enemy DT by 3, but it does cost 9 caps per round. All said though, hollow point rounds can boost the damage of the sniper rifle to extreme levels. There is also an armor-piercing type of ammo, which deals 95% damage and reduces enemy DT by 15. It costs 9 caps as well, is expensive, and is not necessary at all, especially if you're a silent assassin. The final ammo is the hand-loaded JSP. In older versions of the game, it does 50% more damage, but in up-to-date versions, it's 30% more damage and increases the wear by 50%. With such low durability on the sniper rifle, these shots are definitely better to start far-away engagements, when you want to open with a loud version of the gun, as opposed to the hollow points. Most modders in the game can easily satisfy this gun's ammo need, only a handful for high-priority battles. The sniper rifle requires from its wielders just as much as this machine, at a strength requirement of 6 and a gun skill of 75. Unlike other guns, due to the high zoom, having inadequate stats makes you shake quite a bit, meaning a long shot is much harder to pull off. As for the weight, it's moderate without the carbon fiber at 8 as previously mentioned, but including the modded weight of 3, it almost seems impossible. Now, probably the easiest and fastest way to get a copy of this weapon is to grab the unique variant in the base game, the Gobi Campaign Scout Rifle. It does require a lockpicking of 100 to get into it, but it's worth it. It should be noted that there's no key to the footlocker that the Gobi Campaign Rifle is in, so a failed jam will leave it locked forever. The location is a small shack overlooking Cottonwood Cove in a location called the Sniper's Nest. Really, the only thing there is the footlocker, and somehow this USA Army rifle that was used in the Gobi Desert in China somehow ended up above Slaver Central in Nevada since the Great War. It is in remarkable condition for moving such a vast distance, and we can assume that the owner that took it there was there to get some sort of vengeance, and he kept it in very good condition. It features a desert wrap camo pattern with a shorter barrel, designating it as a scout rifle versus a sniper rifle, and one more shot in its magazine. Also, the stock has a shell on it, and that shell is filled with a maintenance kit. This explains its better durability at 795 standard shots and 529 JSP rounds. It also seems that it is made with carbon fiber at least at some point, as it only weighs 4.5 units. Compared to the standard, it deals 3 more damage at 48, and fires faster at 2.14, getting a DPS of 102.9. It's also slightly more accurate at 0.018 spread, with a VATS cost of 24, which gives an efficiency of 2. But it is on to the best thing about this rifle, besides the fact that it's free, and that is its critical performance. With a critical damage stat of 80, whenever you land a critical hit, you deal almost triple damage. But being unique, it can't normally have a suppressor, even though it would be a terrifying machine with it. It is great for actual protracted sniping, even it can't be used for a crowded assassination. There is another unique variant in Old World Blues, which we will cover then, but this one does feature a suppressor as base kit. The sniper rifle is one of those staples, both in games as a whole and Fallout as a series. Packing great range and power into a light and somewhat fast-firing package keeps them in inventories until the late game, where laser and plasma weapons take over, and maybe heavy weapons. And don't worry, those are coming soon.